Greetings, dear ones. Hope wherever you are enjoying the beautiful, beautiful weather that this fall has afforded us, despite the tension and distress that has also been going on this week. There are fabulous blue skies. The night skies are beyond belief beautiful. And I hope I've been able to get out into those night skies because we are part of this cosmos. And the more you connect into that larger web, the more you are able to feel your eternality and thereby your connection to it all. And even more so, the reality that you can design, you can put your wishes, prayers, and desires into that cosmic web and create what you desire, both personally and on a larger scale. So for those of you who are still hanging on that knife edge that I mentioned a few days ago, and that we had a deep practice to be able to sit on that knife edge and create at the same time. So I'm inviting all of you to really sit deeper than the apparent conditions of this reality and to create that which you deeply desire. And if that be for one candidate or the other, in my world, I see that it is not just a question of candidates, it's not just a question of parties, but from all the information that I've received from the intergalactic council that I work with, the ancients, this is truly a point in time when we all get to decide whether we are going to evolve this species and this planet, or whether we're going to continue on in the study that we have for thousands of years and take it to its fullest expression, which many say is destruction. So today, this is November 6th. We are still awaiting the results of the national election here in the United States. And it's been very, very apparent all week that, of course, this is much bigger, much greater than simply one election or one choice on the part of this country, but that it is a crucial decision point for the reality, the dualistic reality in which we live in this universe. And make no mistake, this is a universe of duality created for the precise ability or the precise goal of being able to study duality on all its many levels, from the quantum levels all the way to the furthest reaches of this universe. And that means all of the beings and planets therein. So what we're seeing here on this planet at this point in time is, again, that what has been previously a battle, but I have been encouraging and teaching people not to engage in that battle as much as dropping down underneath that apparent reality into creation spots where you most resource from. So It is a wondrous time to be alive, although very, very painful. I attended a beautiful meditation of the Kundalini tradition last night with one of the greatest masters I have encountered on this planet, and that's Maharishi Singh Khalsa, who is right here. We're very fortunate that he's right here in Yardley. And although they are not taking or holding classes live anymore, they are very, very definitely, and he is very, very definitely teaching still online and in virtual. So I encourage all of you to look at the scheduling and to take part, if not in the Kundalini yoga practices, which are a bit strenuous in many ways, but the meditations that Maharishi holds on Monday nights and Thursday nights are extremely powerful. So I encourage you to do so. I will be doing many more group healings and group gatherings, both virtually and hopefully, while the weather still holds, maybe still another outside, as we did on Monday evening, with just such a powerful, powerful ceremony, working with the elements and all different levels of our being, our body being, as well as family and lineage and nation and the earth. And whatever the outcome of this election, it has become extremely clear that we must, we're just beginning the work, let's put it that way, that there will be so much more to do, so much more to presence ourselves in, so much more to take action, always peaceful action, of course, but take action to bring forward the evolved perspective, the evolved way of being, whether it's in regard to racism, whether it's in regard to how we treat the earth. We must allow for both sides, but choose which side or which perspective or which way of life you desire. So right now I'd like to call in quite a few of the natural and what some might think man-made helpers that are available this at this point in time, and allow you to drop into a space where they are able to be felt, actually viscerally, physically, energetically felt, so that it doesn't remain in simply an etheric level, a mental level, or even a visionary level, because although those are beneficial in some ways, they are not as powerful and not as anchoring as when you feel what you're the state that you're in, when you actually experience yourself being in a state other than this reality, and not just simply other than this reality, but in both. And that really expands your, widens your perspective. That's why I speak of a wider self instead of a higher self. Higher implies some sort of hierarchy, and that you are here at, you know, that your lower being is here, or a lower vibration. Only insofar, that's true, only insofar as the lower vibration of this physical experience and the confinement of time and space that we have chosen to explore in this third dimension. So I invite you to explore your beliefs, your teachings, your experience with hierarchy, and come to an awareness that there is no high or low, there is no good or bad per se, there is no dark and light. It is all one thing. It is all of the same thing. It is all in this together. If everything is divine, then all that we are experiencing, which seems dark or destructive, must also be of the divine. And when we learn how to sit in mutual duality, which is the acceptance and acknowledgement and recognition of the purposefulness and the divinity and the gifts within what appears negative, then we're able to sit in a place where we are not doing battle. And so many of those that are familiar with my work or have worked with me are warriors, spiritual warriors that have been exploring this universe, and many who have done specializations in this particular planet. Many have done even more specializations as a human on this planet in many, many lives or existences. And those people, from my experience, are working on a mastery level of those many lives, many existences. And so it is at this crucial time that you have chosen to be here and to participate in this potential evolution of a species in conjunction with all of the beings on this planet, both in the physical and non-physical, and I mean beyond just humans, animals, insects, birds, trees, mountains, all are alive, all have beingness, all have purpose, all have souls. And they, among many others who are of different worlds and realms, are also in this large Earth project. So there is a lot going on, and I encourage you to really sit as deeply inside of yourself. I teach a different type of meditation, and when I'm working with clients, the avenue of down and in and through your experience, through your self with a capital S, and your self with a small s, which is a reflection or what I refer to as your human experience. And it is through that human experience, particularly those traumas that we all had as children, are the actual map through which we are able to discover and reclaim more of ourselves. There is a term called soul retrieval, and for me, this process is more about retrieval of your authentic self, retrieval of your true self. And that means all of those pieces that were put away as a result of put away in your body, stashed, stored, suppressed within your physical body and your energy field as that part of your energy field which interfaces with your physical experience here. So we are exploring this third dimensional form of duality through this historic point of choice where we can either continue, as I said, on the old vein and explore destruction of this form of life, which we have done and has, or let's say it has been done in many places on the planet. I'm sorry, in the universe. But we are attempting to do something different insofar as the speed of time with which we are making this evolutionary leap. So please honor the situation you're in. Please recognize and acknowledge and admire yourself for choosing to be here at this point in time, to be a very vital part of this amazing process that we are all in. And if you are really feeling activated and catalyzed, it is purposeful on the part of your soul to bring you to a crucial point within your own self-exploration. And all of those who are feeling that physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically at this time, please consider coming to one of the upcoming groups, or ideally a one-on-one, because so many processes jump over the emotional piece, and that is the avenue that gives the most energy and charge, and it is where you as a human being has experienced the intensity and depth and breadth of what a human can experience and endure. For as a child, we are absolutely helpless and powerless and trapped. So that intensity allows for a depth of experience through which you are able to access and retrieve not only parts of your human self, but actually tap into and channel parts of your non-human self, your soul self, your spiritual self, your wider self, your universal self. So, and it's all inside you. It's all there. All of the information, the abilities, the tools, I won't say the tools, the skills that you have accumulated over thousands upon thousands of existences. And those are referred to as oftentimes the Akashic records or your Akash. I term it your multi-existences, your multi-existential self. So that's the potential for those that are working on a mastery, for those that are exploring this at different levels. There are many avenues by which you can tap into and have more of you to face this day-to-day existence. And particularly right now with this wonderful opportunity we have with the pandemic. I know that sounds weird on some levels, but it is allowing us for a deeper perspective, introspection. It is allowing us the time and the space to be able to reassess, reset, redesign our lives. So kudos and gratitude to you for being here. And right now, I'd like to invite you to prepare to drop into that inner self, that innerverse, your internal world, your internal universe, so that you may physically, viscerally experience who you are beyond this mere physical existence. And in order to do that, I oftentimes invite people to feel into your sits bones, find them, which are really in the very center of your buttocks. And sometimes it takes a bit to kind of move around in order to be able to feel them. And find them. Sometimes it helps to move out a little bit of tissue on either side without lifting up, just kind of pull the tissue so that the bones are more exposed. And as you are doing so, I invite you to put your feet on the floor just to begin with, and finding your sits bones and situating your body in such a way that will allow you to let go and simply explore your innerverse without having to think about your body, without having to hold it up. So once you've found your sits bones, I encourage you to feel your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades, just let them slide down a little bit and towards one another without huge effort, but you can certainly move your arms to be able to find them and explore where they are, and letting them just come together and slide down a little bit, which will enable your chest to rise up a little bit. It will enable your diaphragm to have more space so that you can breathe, and breathe in whatever way is exactly right for you. There is no wrong way, there is no right way, but just noticing your breath. And when you are on those sits bones and your shoulder blades are just a little bit slid down and together, there is more opportunity for you to feel that breath in whatever way it is breathing you. So to begin with, I always invite people to say out loud or to yourself, I am asking and I am allowing my energy field. I am asking and I am allowing my body. I am asking and I am allowing my wider self. I am asking and I am allowing my guides, teachers, masters, all helpers to join me here and now, assisting me, guiding me down and into me, into the more of me. And you're welcome to just sensate that for a moment. Just to let yourself feel your body and allow for the sensation of your internal world versus simply your outer world. And I am going to call in our regular helpers, Michael, who holds the divine masculine and truly the energy of mutual duality. And mutual duality being all polarities, whether it's male, female, good, bad, dark, light, up, down, all polarities are part and parcel of the experience of this universe and your choice to experience, to be a part of. So as you are sinking deeper and deeper, just feel, just notice, simply allow, simply follow. Not your mind, your third eye, but your internal world. And that's very, very palpable. And as you do so, I'm now going to invite in the divine feminine, the mothers, the divine mothers, Mary, Tara, Kuan Yin, Sophia, Amma, Great Mother. I invite in Andreu, who holds our discernment, allowing us to know what it is that we must do and what it is that we must allow to be done. Call in and call upon Francis of Assisi, to remind us what it is to walk in beauty, as the Native Americans refer to it, that all beings matter, that all beings are divine, that all beings are an expression of that divine, and therefore we must walk gently and in beauty on this planet. Every blade of black grass, every cloud, every leaf. As I walked the labyrinth this morning, hundreds of little crickets jumped up as I walked by. Beautiful blue, clear, clear sky, allowing the colors of the turning leaves to be even more prominent. And as I was calling in the directions this morning, as I turned to the north, a beautiful woodpecker appeared with his bright red head, reminding us to feel our own rhythm, our own pulse, allowing the drumbeat of the earth, our own drumbeat, which can be felt in our bodies, to allow that to remind us, not in our minds, but in our physical experience of that rhythm and beat, that we are so much more than what we believe ourselves to be and what we see in the world around us. And for several days, the loon, beautiful bird, the loon has come in. When I say come in, I mean that it has appeared in form, either in word or in a picture. There are so many ways that information, guidance can come to us. It is not simply through clairaudience or clairsentience or what we believe it to be. When we drop down and in and receive the symbolic language, learn to speak by signs and signals and symbols, as the ancients always have. We are tapping into a languaging that does not necessarily come from and through our brain, which can fool us and is rather limited. When and as you drop down deep within you and you are communicating with your inner world, you are able to communicate with that which is transmitting from beyond this world, but through this world to you. I invite each of you at a later point to look up and explore what the woodpecker may mean to you, or what the loon may represent for guidance. Another very prominent energetic that is making itself known this week are trains. And while some may feel that to be an odd or strange form of guidance, being that it is man-made, again, I will say, everything, every expression of this world, this universe, is of the divine, and thereby a means by which we may connect and receive that which we need, that which we desire, that which we ask, that which we call in. And trains are fascinating. Looking at their history, perhaps it's an invitation for us to invest our energy, our thoughts, perhaps even our economies in high-speed trains as a means to travel, a much more sustainable and green way to travel without having to depend upon fossil fuels. Perhaps it's referring to the straight line of our clear determination to move forward. Allow the information to come to you, not only in this meditation, but in the coming days. And again, I invite you to simply allow your body, energy field, wider self, and guides and teachers and masters to bring you down and within, down and within. And yes, this is very different than perhaps your typical or your usual avenue of going up and out through the brain, through the third eye. Which leads primarily to an electromagnetic bandwidth. Yet that may not actually be the bandwidth of universal energy that resonates with your deeper being. But when and as you are allowing yourself to come downward and inward without effort, your energy field and your wider self know exactly how to do this. Leading to a much deeper healing, rejuvenation, renewal of your physical body, for your physical body holds, just as the earth, electrical grids, magnetic grids, as well as electromagnetic. So we are delving into a wider experience of you as you go downward and inward. And again, this is simply allowing. And in allowing, there is no effort, there is no work, there is no intention, there is no focus, there is no goal. There is only allow, soften, loosen, and allow your energy field and your wider self, which hold wisdom far beyond the mind and your human experience, and know exactly how to lead you, guide you, assist you downward, inward, downward, and inward. Therein lies everything you might need or want. For within you, you are able to hear, feel, receive transmissions from your wider self, which is your soul self, with its countless existences, accumulation of experience from those many lives or existences, through your energy field. The structure of which actually holds that information. Your wider self has purpose, and it is carried out through your energy field and manifesting through your physical experience. Again, simply allowing, sinking, not even having to follow my words. I am speaking primarily to allow the energetics from and through the helpers present and available to you individually and to us as a collective. At this point in time, going through this experience, this national experience, this evolutionary experience. Wherein all that is most primal, most related to the lower vibrations of the first and second chakra issues are all coming up, all here to be explored, choice to be made, transformation to occur, and evolution. As the great potential. Feel now the waves and pulse of energy within you, around you, connecting your inner world with your outer world. Enlarging your felt awareness, your actual physical felt awareness of all that is participating and collaborating in order for this potential evolutionary leap to take place. There are many who have chosen to cross over, to move on. At this point in time, humans, animals, plants, trees, not to get away from this process, but to be in service to the awakening for we are human beings, and until and unless we actually feel something, we generally do not make much change. And what is occurring in our country and our planet right now is provoking, catalyzing, triggering, feeling emotions so that true, profound, deep, permanent change, transformation, even transmutation can take place. Now just asking and allowing your wider self and your energy field to drop you down and in another level or two deeper. Nothing you need do, nothing you actually can do. For if you utilize your mind or your will to do so, you'll find it very ineffectual. Trust your internal world. Trust your wider self, your soul self. Trust your energy field. All that know exactly how to do this that is best for you. Even if it feels like you're falling asleep, that is just right. For it is in that space in between that you are able to experience your wider being, your more than human being. Simply allow, simply sensate, or even let go of that. All knowledge, all healing, all potentials are within you. Down and in. Soften, allow, trust your Innerverse. Your divine internal. For therein lies the depth of serenity. It is in that felt sense of the depth and breadth and width of you and that faith in what you have experienced, not merely mentally. Adjusting that knowing and understanding of who you are and what is truly occurring. on this particular planet at this particular time. And your purposeful place and part, role in this. Grand adventure, grand project, grand exploration. With that deep felt experience of who you are and your place in this wider perspective, as we begin the consolidating of all that you have experienced or gleaned or felt consciously and unconsciously. Gradually and slowly and very, very gently following your wider self and your energy field from a more non-physical state back to a more corporeal, physical state. Please do not use your mind to return or your will. For when you allow your wider self and your energy field to lead you, there is oftentimes information, gifts, that you may receive in that interim space, that between space, that edge where you are both non-physical and physical. Again, ever so gently allowing yourself to simply follow, simply organically incorporating And should you choose to stay in this space, you're perfectly welcome to, for at any point in time that you decide to return to this consensus reality more consciously, you will be fully consolidated, integrated, incorporating any and all of you who participated, meaning all of your inner self, your internal world will be accessible to you internally, for it is now integrated and consolidated within your system. This will be on Healer's Universe Facebook page. I will also be posting it on my YouTube channel, A Healer's Universe, and such that you can call it up or pull it up and listen at any point in time and drop back in again and again and again. For this is a guide or a vehicle by which you can experience yourself. And as always, it is with deep, deep honor, gratitude, and love that I bid you goodbye for now, and see you next time. Be well in all ways.